Today we're going to talk about Springfield Armory's new Echelon pistol. And you know what? Between you and I, it just might be the perfect duty pistol. And you know, something to remember about, if it's a perfect duty pistol, well then you know what? Why isn't it good for you too? And the answer is, it is good for you too. Now the Echelon's made in Croatia. Those are the same people that have made a lot of Springfield guns, like the whole XD series, the new Hellion rifle. They make first-class firearms, and they're usually pretty revolutionary and innovative designs. I think the Echelon is too. And frankly, for $679 at full MSRP, you get a lot of gun, and it's essentially completely equipped to go to work. I think Springfield thinks this is good for the LE market for a few really good reasons. Number one, it's a modular pistol, so it's got the trigger group insert, which is also the serial numbered part, and they have three different, this plastic module size, small, medium, large. But then on top of that, they have three adjustable inserts in the back. So you can really customize this gun in kind of dozens of different configurations. What I mean by that is, let's say you go with a small module, but then you want the big back strap, or maybe the large module with the small back strap, or the medium module with the large back strap. I mean, the list goes on. And I think that that's a real advantage because, you know what? We're all different. Let's talk about a few specific things. I really like this aggressive sort of millwork on the slide, lets you get your hands on it for doing a press check or running the slide. It's got the flares on the back to help you with operating the slide if you need to. It's completely ambidextrous, so it's got slide release on both sides, magazine releases on both sides, one takedown point, but that's not a big deal. There's a lot going on here. I especially like the fact that you can mount, I think they said 30 different red dot sights on it with the existing holes that are drilled underneath the cover plate. You don't need adapting modules or adapting plates to fit different sights. They all screw right to the slide. Sights are available right now is our kind of a U dot, which I really like that arrangement. It's fast, it's easy to see, especially when you're old like me. It's also got the classic 3-dot tritium configuration if you're interested in that. Let's see, magazines are 17 rounds and 20 rounds, I think it is. And it's got an enlarged trigger guard. You know, I don't think this is intended to actually shoot like that. I like it because it lets you get your gloved hand in there. And a lot of people wear gloves nowadays when they shoot. Springfield incorporated what they call an adaptive grip texture into this. I've seen it crop up on a couple of other guns they have, and I have to say it's better than checkering, at least I think. It's adaptive because it's really based on how you're holding the gun, how your hand is shaped. It'll help flow into the nooks and crannies, and I really like it. It's comfortable. You can shoot 1,000 rounds at a training class for a week if you need to, and you don't come away with bloody stumps. If you look, there's these textured index points. There's one on either side because it's ambidextrous. And that way you know when your finger rides there that you know you're in a good, safe, secure spot. And it's flared slightly, so your finger tends to stay there unless you make a concerted effort to move it onto the trigger. I especially like this ability to get a really high grip on the gun. It's almost like the old HK P7s, which I always thought that was the strongest trait of that gun. A high grip means much more controllable recoil impulse, less muzzle flip, and I think it's also a little easier to point. And so kudos to Springfield for doing that, and it's incorporated all the grip modules, and the inserts on the back doesn't influence that. Well done. The other thing that I think is really important, and maybe the most important, because the most important thing you can do with a gun is have a good trigger press, and this gun has a spectacular trigger. I don't know how they did it. Usually with a polymer frame, they tend toward the kind of spongy end. This is a very crisp 4 pounds. I measured it with my trigger pull gauge about 15 or 20 times. It's always at 4 pounds, 2 ounces. It's right in there. It's repeatable, and it's really crisp. Okay, I've got 6 or 8 rounds in the gun. Let's see what it does. I'm at 20 yards. I don't have a lot of experience shooting this gun yet, which is a good way to make excuses up front, but so far it's been really accurate. It's been friendly to shoot. I really enjoy it. Let's see what happens. Safe gun. I can't see the bullet holes. Let's go up and see what happened. Well, other than me losing my mind, I pulled a couple of those, but check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, that's an 1.5 inch group at 20 yards. I think from a bench, this gun's gonna keep them there or better, especially if you found ammunition it really likes. I also like the fact that it was essentially well centered from the box. I have not adjusted these sights whatsoever. And I think this is really impressive. I mean, you saw I was just banging away. I think had I been taking my time, things might have been even better. Let's wrap this up. Well, there you have it, a quick review there. I just wanted you to get eyes on it and to know that it's out there. I think that for $679 MSRP, and of course that translates to less in the real world, you've got a gun that is absolutely ready to go right out of the box. No doubts whatsoever. I'm really impressed by this, especially that trigger pull. You know, the Croatian guns are really getting their stride, and I think this relationship that Springfield has with their manufacturers in Croatia is really important because it brings this kind of technology and this kind of workmanship to us here in America. So well done, Springfield Armory. All right, hey, check this out, Echelon, and let's see, remember the 4 firearm safety rules? Take a new shooter shooting if you would. That's really important. And be safe. See you next time.